this
look,
is where
y'all
we got to
only act
stop it.
like this because I'm
We
the
got to
youngest. Let's
stop it.
keep it real. How many
He's the
times
greatest
have I had to
basketball
tell
player
you
ever to lace
and we
him up
balling on another
to this
level?
day.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome back to Ballin' on Another Level. We have a great episode in store for you guys. I'd like to introduce myself first. I am 1/3 of Ballin' on Another Level, Busy Body. I'm here with my two special co-hosts, starting with the general himself, P. Way.
It's your boy P Way, man. No need for an intro. Let's get to it.
Yeah, he gets right to it. I love it. And then, of course, we got the biggest troll in the nation, TP Way the Giant.
It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant. TP Way the Giant. Let's get into it. Let's go. I don't even want to waste too much time on this because we always running over time and I'm trying to get all my shit out this episode. So
Yeah,
let's do it.
he's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready. And is the crazy thing about this episode is that we really don't have much to debate about when it comes to like games or anything like that. I mean, P literally doesn't have any stats on the bottom for like the first time, really.
Right.
But all we could talk about the future. And that's where we want to first let's talk about the season, what we
Mm-hmm.
all thought about Colorado's season. I know we kind of talked about it last episode where we was like, well, was it considered a success or a failure where they can improve? But we just want to go over that just a little bit more now that we see things from a different perspective. Starting off with P Way, I want you to tell me what you felt about last season, what you saw, you know, what they need to improve on. Go ahead.
So yeah, we now that the playoffs is out there, we have Washington representing the Pac-12 in the playoffs, and we really see how strong the Pac-12 was, and we saw you know Shador perform at this level for the first time. We saw Coach Prime coach at this level for the first time. So we seen everything. We got the full picture now. So I think this season was a good start. It was a
Mm,
good start. Um, it was a good start. I'll say that for what's to come. I think that they took a lot of valuable lessons throughout the season. It's a lot of things that they can take from the season of what went wrong, and sometimes it takes the wrong to get to the right.
right.
And I feel like that's what we've seen this season. So that's how I will wrap it up. That's how I would describe it as far as this season for me for the Buffs.
Those are great points. I'm glad that you brought up
No,
Washington.
it's not.
Here come the
No, it's
troll.
not.
Come on, let's get to it. Get right into
Nah.
it. Go ahead. What?
All right, do me a favor.
Talk to me.
Can you also elaborate on all of the great things that they done this season that they I guess can build off of?
I can do that. I could
Okay.
definitely elaborate. All
Floor is
right. So
yours.
one,
Oh, we
so
starting
for
early.
one, they competed in every game except for Oregon.
That's a lie. The next one, because that's a
Except
They
for
lie.
two
compete
games.
okay,
They
except for
competed. They
Oregon.
competed.
Yeah, they
They
competed in every
competed.
game. A lot of games were
In
close,
every
which
game they
shows
competed.
Except for two.
except for
Okay.
two.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All
except
right.
for two.
Let's say that.
So so except for two. So I really feel like, as they develop and get more players through the transfer portal and through recruiting, the best is yet to come. We're watching the floor. You know what I mean? And 4-8 coming from a 1-11 season, that's improvement. Also, I think just experience is the best teacher. They got to experience, the speed of the other players, and I think Shador is going to be better next year. Trav is going to be better next year. You know, and Travis, I think he's going to increase in size, which is going to be crazy for him because that's really like the only thing missing in
Yeah.
his game,
Yeah.
So when you look at those other players, the cornerbacks getting better, linebackers getting better, D line, O line, and they played with a very great effort. It's just the talent now, you know. And once all that stuff's improved, from last year, they're going to improve, man, and I'm excited to see that.
Is,
Go ahead,
is
T.
that it?
as far as the good stuff, that's about it.
All right. So look.
Oh,
All
no,
right.
no,
So
no.
look.
Last one. Number
Go
three.
ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Most importantly, they got the money. They got the money. They generated a lot of revenue this year in ticket sales and through the media and marketing. So they're able to pay for these recruits, which costs money, and transfers. All that costs money. So
I'm gonna add Silent Assassin to your intro when I introduce
hmm
you. I'm gonna say the General slash Silent Assassin because
there you go.
you hitting them over the head right now.
All
Well,
Go
right.
ahead,
Well,
TP.
no
Rebuttal.
like
matter no matter the names that you decide to title everybody with, that ain't gonna maneuver. The real deal of everything.
hmm
Okay.
Because I want to know, first of all, help me understand how the money is going to translate to the product that is on the field. Because everyone has money when you're good. So
Okay.
what is their money going to be the difference maker in everybody else's money? And I'm talking about these bigger schools that are still playing football right now.
well, they didn't have this same revenue a year before, and that's the difference. So they weren't able to get the caliber of players that it takes to compete. And just like you said, Alabama, the LSU's, the Georgias, the Florida States, they already have this revenue. Now Colorado has increased its revenue and will be able to compete. So that's my point.
Let me ask you something, P. Wavy. I'm sorry,
Mm-hmm.
TP. I'm sorry, but let me just ask you something real quick because
Mm-hmm.
Dion, Coach Prime, he definitely said that you're not being bought if you're coming to play for Colorado. Like we're not buying any players here with money or anything like that. It's because you
Mm-hmm.
want to come play here.
Mm-hmm.
But because you said that they have the money, do you feel like they getting hit off to come?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think that he said that in a sense of the value that you believe you're worth or the money is not going to be the deciding factor on why we want to commit to you.
Mm,
If you do not want to come to Colorado to ball out and be a dog, then we don't want you. If you just want the headlines and the money for the NIL and then you get on the field and not compete, we're not prioritizing money over production.
mm.
That's what I think he's saying. And he's
Silent
I
making that
just
assassin.
standard very clear. Because some
I
schools will just buy off a dude.
That's it.
You know what I mean? They just throw the money at a kid and then they don't really invest in them, or that kid doesn't really become a killer because he used to getting stuff. Then gets to the next level, he doesn't produce. So I think that that's the idea behind that.
Alabama, Texas A&M.
okay. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but money is not going to solve any of the problems that these dudes have. Um,
Money is
they're not going to
everything.
solve any football problems.
That's
I'm sorry.
everything.
Here he
No, it's
comes.
not. No, it's not. And see, that's the thing. We got to stop pushing that narrative around the world that money is everything because it's not. It sounds good, and the people and some people's world. Oh, okay, you may believe that, but you got to understand. To everybody, it isn't. Money isn't everything to everybody, and there are certain instances that I can say that can back that. Now,
We're
if we're
talking about
talking,
college football.
can you let me finish? Because when you talked, I let you rock out.
Here we go.
But you
So if
just
we're
got to say
talking
the
college
facts. You got
football,
to say the
if we're
facts.
talking if we're talking college football and it is 4th and 1 and you need that 1 yard, there is
Mm-hmm.
no amount of money that is going to uh cause one team to make the difference.
The right amount of money will have a referee say that was short, a first
No,
down or a
no,
first
no,
down.
sir. No, sir. No, sir. Because then when that happens, then we could talk about that. We could be able to say,
Mm-hmm.
all right, well, this wasn't called because we have eyes. Or we could say this should have been called because we have eyes. So no, we're not going to sit here and we're not going to uh, decorate the trash. The problem that
Okay.
I see that is going around in Colorado nation fandom right now is that everybody is really falling under line with Coach Sanders bullshit. Let's just get straight to it. He preaches a bunch of bull, and y'all just keep accepting it and following right under it. You really just said exactly what he said, and when you said it, it sounded like the same amount of bull that what he was saying. Yeah, we didn't do necessarily what we wanted, but we did what we needed. Yes, that is words that sound very good to comfort the hearts of the people who bought all in to see a magnificent jump for this football season. But the truth of the matter is, they look nothing different than what they looked like before, football wise. Football wise, they won 4 games. Nobody cares about that. You're not a team worth talking about. Now let's turn on the TV and let's look at the teams that are really about that. Let's look at the teams that are really ballers and really competing for something. We're not talking about Coach Prime right now where it doesn't matter. So what we got to stop doing is we got to stop softening the blows and giving the slaps on the wrist saying, Coach Sanders, it's okay. You'll get him next year. Or Coach Sanders, at least you tried. Coach Sanders, you did good. You're going to get him. It's just the first year. No, the truth of the matter is let's just rip the Band-Aid off and tell the full truth. This season was a letdown. We don't even know if Coach Sanders is a good coach at this point. He has shown nothing that says that. And they need to figure out a whole different identity and really ask themselves, is this what they want? Because this season shown that they are not even close to being at the team that they have been hyped up to be, or not even close to be the team that Coach Sanders has hyped them up to be. So that's that.
Can I just respond real quick? But see, I think that you're a stats guy. You look at numbers, and when you're playing the game of football, you are looking at numbers because you're stuck on this.
I didn't name not one number. I didn't name not one number.
You never said 4-8.
That's a record. That's not stats.
Okay, 4 is 4 a number
you can't manipulate.
4 is a number.
No, but that is a record. That is something you can't manipulate.
It's 4 a number.
It's a statistic.
It's not a stat. That's not a
stat. 4
a
number. I just asked.
4 is a number.
Numerical
yes.
value. Okay.
4 is a number.
So you keep saying 4 and 8, right?
Yes.
You keep saying it's 4 and 8 situation. Well, let me throw another number at you that you're not realizing that's not decorated in the trash. Colorado played in the Pac-12. That means there's 12 teams packed inside that conference.
No, that means you're making excuses.
Hold on. You just went on your whole moment, and I didn't say one word. I gave you the respect. All right? I gave you nothing but the respect. I'm going to ask you for this next 45 seconds to sit there and listen.
Go ahead, man. Go
on. So, in the Pac-12, that means there are 12 teams packed inside that conference. At one point this year, at some point this year, 9 teams in that conference were ranked in the top 25.
Right. These are facts.
That by far puts this conference as the strongest conference this year in the FCS. So that conference improved, and you say this is the same Colorado, and they went 4 and 8, not 1 and 11. If you go back and check them 1 and 11 scores versus this year's 4 and 8 scores, it's completely different. And that's a fact.
So you can use numbers and I can't.
You use numbers. That was my point. You said 4 and 8. I'm just saying what you said.
All right, so good. So, but you can use them though, right? It's fine to make your
absolutely
point. Okay. All right. Well, all right. It's my turn. It's my floor.
Floor is yours.
It's my floor. All right. So that is a bunch of crock of shit right there. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. But first of all, that Pac-12, I wish you never did that, because that is the worst thing that could happen on this show, is that we're using a Pac-12 excuse. So what? You jumped in the Pac-12. Now get in. Get busy. That's all I hear. When y'all keep talking about this Pac-12 stuff,
That's
okay, you
oh my
jump in it,
God.
get in
That's
it,
a difference.
get busy. Where's
It's,
the like where's the Louis?
let me
Where's the
ask you.
we come in?
So
Where's
if
all of this stuff?
that's like if Mayweather fought Pacquiao 10 times in his career, the record gonna look different. The record gonna look different.
No, it's not.
I don't
Man,
think
but
so
yeah,
either.
that was,
I don't
that
think.
was bad.
I don't think so either.
That
No,
was a
no.
bad
I don't think
analogy.
so either. That was a bad
That was a
example.
bad analogy.
But
But what I'm saying is
go ahead. Go ahead.
they faced a lot of competition. That's different than not facing
If
competition.
you're good, you're gonna face competition.
Oh yeah, say that to who? What are you talking about?
If you're
Yeah.
good, you're gonna face competition. That's just what's gonna happen. You can't hide away from that.
TP
Go
Way.
ahead, Biz.
Do you know any coaches that ever inherited a 1-11 team and made a bowl game the next year?
No, I don't care either.
Now he doesn't care. This is the trolling shit.
This
It's
This is the
not
trolling shit,
trolling.
ladies and
You
gentlemen.
jumped in it. You decided to go there. I don't care.
It's not about deciding to go there, but you got to take into account it takes time to turn the entire team around. You can't
It doesn't.
go right from 1-11 to a bowl game or 8 games if that was your expectation.
6.
Oh, 6. So a bowl
Six
game.
is all
So a
they
bowl
needed.
game. Yeah.
Exactly. 6 was all they needed to win the bowl.
That's damn near unheard of. We gotta look at the statistics and see if any coaches ever accomplished that. Went
So
from
now we're
one.
talking about what's unheard of. So now it's okay to use the unheard of. Isn't that what we look at Coach Sanders to do? Is to do the unheard of? Isn't that why we love the father-son dynamic? Is because he's doing that unheard of? Isn't
He
that why
is
we loved him
human.
when he was at a HBCU? Is
He
because
is
he was
human.
doing the unheard of?
He is human. He is human.
Yeah, duh. We see that. He's doing
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
human like.
Yeah.
He's not doing
Also, to bring it back to P when he was talking about the money and what they generated, you're trying to the way that you took it was almost like money was everything, and that's what P was trying to talk about. What P was just saying is that it's an
He said that.
addition. No, he said, well, I mean, we know money is
It's a business at the
power.
end of the day.
We understand money is power, but it's an addition to recruiting now. Like before, they didn't have that. They had notoriety, but they didn't have that bread to kick out. Now, you like you said, all the other big schools have money. Yes, they do. And that's one thing that they had over Colorado. Now, Colorado is on an even playing field. And they probably still aren't because they don't got the same amount of money that Texas A&M and Alabama and all them SEC schools got. But they got bread. They got bread to be in that conversation now. And that's what I feel like he was trying to say. It's an addition.
Do you know what Colorado has that no other school has though?
Coach Prong. What
And you have influence. And when you have influence, that's more powerful than any other thing. Because behind that influence comes the money. Behind that influence, everyone is willing to back you and get behind you. Oh, then you become even more dangerous. So you don't think when they go recruiting and they go sit down on these couches that they're not talking about influence? That
when
they're
you
not
say
telling
influence, what do you mean by influence?
Coach Prime. Coach Prime is that.
I mean, like, how are you using the word influence? Are you talking about like a social media influencer? Are you talking about being put in the spotlight? Or are you talking about somebody that they could learn from? Because Alabama got that. Everybody that went to Alabama is in the league right now.
No, but the spotlight was different than when you're under Coach Prime. I mean, that's kind of ruined now because of the sucky season that he's had. But you got to realize what was happening in the beginning of the season when everybody was on the Coach Prime wave. His influence was like nothing that the NCAA has felt before. And if they would have at least took that team to a bowl game, they would still have the momentum, and he will still carry on the influence to next year. So, like I said, it kind of messed that up, the momentum, and I see him trying his best to get that back, but he had that. He had that. He had what no other school had. And everybody, believe me, everybody, including Coach Saban, was worried. They were petrified
They still
because
are.
well, no, hell no. Ain't nobody thinking about Coach Sanders. Ain't nobody thinking about him. Nobody, ain't nobody even.
You know what?
So you're doubling down and saying the season was a failure.
Oh, definitely. Oh, for sure. Not only do I think this season was a failure, Coach Prime knows that this season was a failure. I could hear it in his rhetoric. I can hear it in the things that he says and he preaches to the people. Everything about him just further lets me know that this was a letdown. He is trying to prove to everybody that the recruiting is going to be phenomenal. I don't think it is. I think he is trying to play the Jedi mind trick on people to let them know, like, listen, the recruiting is going to be phenomenal. So you might as well hop on board because when we get right, we're going to have things snapping. We're going to have things connecting like that. But the truth of the matter is, ain't nobody thinking about Coach Prime. Ain't nobody thinking about his recruiting right now. All of that stuff is shot. All of that is shot.
TP, let me ask you something. Number one, do you feel like he can make a splash in the transfer portal? And number two, what are they in need of in your eyes?
Do we may need 2 episodes for what they in need of. They need every single thing except for a quarterback. Everything. Everything. They need the whole 9. I can't think of not one other position outside of a quarterback that they do not need. And if y'all know, please let me know.
I would have said wide receiver, but is Xavier Weaver leaving?
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. He's a senior.
Antonio's leaving too, right?
I believe so. I think he's going
he's
too.
a senior as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
They don't need a kicker.
Oh yeah.
From inside the 45, they're good.
yeah. 40.
And I think he's overrated, but I mean, hey,
inside the 45, he's good money.
He's automatic.
Oh yeah, inside the 45. But that's baby food for the kickers nowadays.
But the second part of the question you didn't answer. Will they be able to make a splash in the transfer portal?
They're gonna do things that is nice and cute. I think. I believe they're gonna do things to make you, take a look over there. But it's not gonna be enough. I don't see it. I do not think the momentum is there. These kids want to eat. And when they sit down with these different coaches, these other coaches now have a rebuttal to Coach Prime.
And that brings it back to the money with me. Like I'm saying, I think these players now these days are pocket watching. They looking at these deals and they know the value that other players are getting. You got to remember, this is a whole different time of college football with the NIL, and there's even talks, behind the scenes of actually getting some college football revenue, more percentages to the players, because NIL is completely separate. You know what I mean? NIL is just in the marketing with other companies. They still haven't got percentages from the NCAA,
Right.
which is crazy. So once that opens up, I really feel like players they're pocket watching now. And I think they cost a lot of money. That's why I don't fall for they're going to pay. Colorado's going to pay. You know what I mean? So we'll just see.
I think what Coach Sanders is experiencing right now is that these dudes are like, well, listen, if you do want me, Coach Prime, you're going to have to pay that ticket, or you're gonna have to talk turkey. And I think what's going on is Coach Sanders like, all right, listen, I'm paying for this. My money can only stretch but for so long. Let me go ahead and throw this out there. Listen, I'm not breaking the bank for everybody.
Well,
I can't do that.
I like that he put it out there that he wasn't paying the players, period.
Right. Right.
Even if they are, of course, certain alumni and boosters is going to hit the players off with a little something. But the fact that Prime came out and said, I'm not paying any players, I don't think, and he said, if y'all even come to me with that talk, this ain't going to work. And now the players aren't really going to come to Colorado talking, all right, what can you pay me?
And that's where I say everything is going downhill. See, he had a leg to stand on, and when the momentum was right, because like I said, we don't need dollars. We'll take the influence. We'll take the lights that you shining on us. We'll take the influence that you have. We'll take that because that's going to equate to everything that I need, plus more. But now that you don't have that, Michigan, what y'all talking about over here? like Ohio State, Oregon, Washington. Like what were we talking about?
A lot of people ate off of his influence, though. Let's not get that.
Right. He got
misconstrued.
For the
his
moment in
son.
time, for sure.
A lot of
For the
people.
moment in time, for sure. But it's a wrap. It's
He
a wrap.
has his sons on commercials. He has Travis doing well on YouTube and stuff like that. These are a lot of things that the kids actually
Yeah, I'm
care
glad
about.
you ended the list right then and there because don't try to make it seem like the list is long.
Well, now all of these kids
Not
are
all of these
getting
kids.
followers, and when you get followers, you get more eyes. You could get that YouTube check once you get those eyes on you. Dylan Edwards got his joint out. Jimmy Horn Jr. got his joint out. They
Yeah.
getting views. That equates to money.
Womp, womp, womp. Just like he got views, a lot of people unfollowed him too.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what. That's
everybody.
unfortunately when you lose, that's what comes with it too. I mean, when you win, yeah, there's a lot of perks, but unfortunately, when you lose,
So Biz, what about you? What's your thoughts on the future of Colorado and how the season went?
Well, the season went not how I expected it to go, but I'm not
Mm-hmm.
surprised it went this way. I'm not surprised. I had high expectations, just like the rest of the Coach Prime fans, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say Colorado necessarily, but the players. I'm a fan and supporter of the players and the coach.
Right.
So I definitely wanted them to do better than 4 games. But I'm not surprised. I mean, with the talent, we saw that early on. We saw the line in the trenches, both defensive and offensive was going to be an issue. And if you want success in these Power Five conferences, you definitely going to need some big
Mm-hmm.
dudes down there. So
Yeah. I just want to say to the viewers, I want y'all in the comments to grade Colorado season. From an A, B, C, D, F. What do y'all give Colorado season? And take coaching to the play on the field. What do y'all grade Colorado this year? Let us know.
is F minus a thing?
Oh, Jesus.
I
If
just
y'all
didn't know.
feeling that way, I want to hear that too.
I'm for the viewers.
And
I'm pretty sure
once
they want to know.
once y'all put that grade out, tell us why.
right.
Please tell us why. I'm interested.
So let me ask you this. So see, let me. I'm calling out all bullshit. So in the beginning of the season, right, when
Mm-hmm.
you were hyping everything up, so were you just talking to talk, or you didn't even believe the things that you were saying in the
No,
beginning of the season?
I did
Biz,
an A. An A for
Biz.
me
I'm
was
talking about Biz
okay.
because he just said he's not surprised. So I just want to know the stuff that you were saying in the beginning of the season. You had high expectations. You thought, such and such was going to be the best and Heisman and all this other stuff. So,
Well, number one, you got to understand the course of the season. So you come out the gate beating the number 17 team in the nation. Of course, we talked about their faults and their cons and their weak spots on the team. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about that even after they won, but they won. Then they go out and beat, what was it, Arizona State next, or who was it? Stanford, one of them. It was
Nah.
it was one. No, it wasn't Stanford. They lost to Stanford. I
Um,
think it was Arizona State. Shit, I can't remember.
they Colorado State. They
Then they
had
beat
Oregon
Colorado State after that.
and Nebraska.
It was Nebraska. Nebraska was
Hmm.
second. Nebraska was
Yep.
second. They beat Nebraska. Even with their faults, they still beat Nebraska. Then they come out to Colorado State. Now things started getting a little shaky, but they beat them.
Hmm.
And it was ranked. Even though I don't agree with them being ranked even after those 3 games, but they
Money talks. That's my point.
that's right. That's right.
That's
Yeah,
how they
that was
got
a
the
money grab.
ranking.
That was a
It
money
was a
grab
money
right there.
grab. Yeah.
NCAA wanted, that bread.
Hmm.
But even then, they still won. So for you to be 3-0 after you just inherited a 1-11 team, it's hard not to be like, oh shit, they might actually do something this year.
Hmm.
No matter how it looks, if you win 3 games in a row after that, all right, yeah, that of course my expectations are going to grow by each game. I mean, it's natural. I still can't be like, all right, these are going to be the only 3 games that they win after they just beat TCU. TCU was in the national championship last
So
year.
I don't understand how you are not surprised that after them going what 3-0,
Hmm.
Right.
how you not surprised they couldn't pull out 3 more games?
Because of the faults and the weaknesses that they had, it just got exposed later on during the season. That's all. And even then, they was still in the games. But besides, let's take out Washington State. Let's take out Oregon. They would
Hmm.
have been, what's that? How many games did they lose? 7 or whatever. They
Eight.
could have been like 10-2
All right.
at the end of
Technically,
the
yeah.
season. They was in these
Yeah.
games. Travis Hunter missed 3.5 games. He's an impact player. You take him out,
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, you take him out. Shador had his days where, yeah, he definitely could have played better, but he was injured half the season.
I still feel like during those times of hype, when everybody was loving everything that Coach Prime was doing, I was out there on my own, man. I was out there in the middle of the season. I was the only one just like, wait, wait, wait. Guys, I know we're feeling good about everything. But I see stuff. And I just knew that this ship was gonna sink because there was a lot of things that was fraudulent in those wins.
They
And it ended up happening. And what did I get in return? I got called the troll. I got called the hater. I got called all this other stuff. Now I'm here trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to let y'all know early what is about to happen. And y'all are not going to believe me until it's too late. Things are looking bad.
but
Bad.
could you was criticizing me about being surprised, but you can't be surprised neither because you was surprised.
I want to be surprised.
No,
Yeah, shock me.
but you was surprised in the
Yes.
yeah, in the
Yes.
beginning of the year. You were surprised, right?
I was.
Exactly. So I could be surprised too. It it's just the course of the season. That's all.
Yeah. I'm admitting I was surprised. I'm saying you the one saying you not surprised.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. Like I'm not. You're right. You're right. But I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they lost. I'm not surprised that they lost that many games because they were exposing themselves even through the wins.
Hmm.
Just
They
me
were.
being a supporter, and I'm not saying that I was being biased or anything like that, but it's hard not to think that they could win more games when they were playing like that. early in the season. They they started the season 3-0 and then ended up 4-1 in the
Right.
first five. 4-1 in the Pac-12. This this is pretty good.
In the Pac-12.
And then shit went haywire. Shit went haywire. Shit went haywire. People got exposed. All right, we understand this now. Now, where I do see them improving, number one, staff.
Mm-hmm.
Staff needs to improve. I saw that the tight end coach left. I saw
Mm-hmm.
that the DN coach left.
Yep.
Now, am I lying, or did they barely use the tight end? And the defensive line
He didn't have
shaky,
nobody.
shaky,
Yeah. He
shaky
didn't
to
have
say the least.
nobody. And honestly, they upped their level of production as the season went on. I thought he
Yeah,
did a good job with the D line, tell you the truth. With what
I,
he had,
with
they
what he
started
had,
getting yeah,
but then again, that's perspective right there.
it
That's
is.
perspective because what he had
Mm-hmm.
was cats that played at Florida State, cats that played at Clemson, cats that played at Alabama. They were all on the D line.
Right, but they won't start at Alabama or nothing. These guys were looking for opportunities. They was on the bench and they said, "All right, let me go to Colorado so I can get some burn." That's why they went. These are not the premier guys that transfer. And that's what
Right.
I think the difference is this year. I think there's some starters are coming.
You
Starters from these
think
other schools.
you think that they're gonna come?
I think.
Well, let me ask you this, brother.
Hmm.
Positive. Why? Let's say hypothetically, you are a recruit. You are a
Hmm.
recruit, or you are somebody playing at another school.
Right.
Please explain to the viewers and myself on why they would want to come to Colorado.
I mean, for me, I would really lean on history and the success, um, really the success of all the viewership that we had last year and explain how the numbers are increasing. We're still the hottest ticket. And then also really just explain that you can really be a part of something that's going to live forever. You understand that when Colorado turns the ship, you want to be on this boat. You want to be riding with us because this is documented
That's right.
forever with Coach Prime and what's going on. Your story is going to live forever. It's turning this program around and competing at the highest level and getting you to the national championship. And you know you're getting coached by a guy who has lived up to the greatest of expectations in his own personal career. So getting to the league, we got you. Getting you in front of eyes. There's nobody better to do that than Coach Prime, right? And then we're also have the leadership and the qualities to make sure you're doing great off the field. We're different here at
I,
Colorado and in
I
the
already know
Buffs.
what TP going.
We're
There's a
we're
couple things that you said that I was even like, ah.
If I'm the dad, if
we're
I'm the
different
dad,
here. All right.
if I'm the dad of the recruit, I'm going
And
to tell my son, get his ass up on my living room. He's wasting my time.
listen,
He's wasting my complete time. Because first
listen,
of all,
listen, we wanted to do this best for your son. We're talking about your son here. We need to get him in front of America. We need to get him in front of the world. And this is where the world is turning into. Remember what happened in the beginning of the year. It's coming back. I am the mass marketer. We have the best marketing in the game. Go turn on the TV right now. You see the Shador. You see what's being shown. You see the Affleck commercials or Affleck, whatever, with Coach Prime and Nick Saban. Okay, it's basically showing that the power is turning from the Alabamas and the LSU to Georgia. It's coming to Colorado.
okay,
Do you want to be a part of that?
okay. All right. Listen,
I hear you, P.
what I just heard from you was again crock of shit. All
Mm.
right, because listen, if a recruit is thinking, if he's hearing that from a recruiter, you just named the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I seen nothing but the Sanders family on the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned what is the other thing? Whatever.
He said NFL.
Hey, oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. And I can see your concern. I can see your concern. So I want to point out to you: do you see any other NCAA players on commercials?
No, because that's
Caleb
not going to get
Williams.
me. That's not
Caleb
going to.
Williams.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
listen,
because
and listen.
that's not going to give me what I need. I
I
don't give a damn
understand
about no
that.
commercials. I'm trying to win some games
Listen,
here, coach.
we're gonna win games, but I'm just trying to make sure that your situation changes and his situation changes and his kids' situation changes. Okay, we care
Okay,
about the players here.
I bet. So, coach, other than Travis
Hmm.
Hunter, and anybody in your family, can you tell me whose situation you've changed? Just one. All I need
Hmm.
is one.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
God,
all
you
right,
got
all right.
it.
Listen. All right. If
Oh
I'm the
man,
recruit, right? If I'm the recruit,
go ahead, Vince.
number one, you gotta tell me, am I a 3-star or am I a
Hmm.
5-star?
We only doing 5 star. We're gonna go 5 star.
We gonna go 5-star.
Hmm.
I'm trying to make history, like P Way said. Am I black or am I white?
You black.
Let's go black. Let's go black.
Let's go black. Now, remember, this is all subjective. This is all right. What the recruit actually wants out of a school.
Hmm.
Me personally, who else is a Power 5 black coach? All righty.
Mm.
I'm going there. I don't even, it's the Obama effect. I don't care what his stance is.
Hmm.
If he gonna be the first black president, I'm going there. It's history. It's nothing that you could do to persuade me otherwise. Why would I want to go to Nick Saban? I mean Saban. Why would I want to go over there? So he could talk to me like a slave master. If we want to be real, all right. If we want to be
Yeah.
real, all right.
Nobody, no college student is sitting there. I ain't gonna say no, but no one believes that Coach Saban is talking to any of his players like a slave master.
No.
Now,
It's not about what he says. It's the optics of it all. It's the optics of another older white man talking down to a
then
black
you,
kid.
hey,
Go
and
ahead.
if that's your belief, guess
Hmm.
what, buddy? You are in the wrong business, or you're looking at the wrong schools, because you should have got with Coach Sanders when he was at JSU. Because outside of that, you in the wrong business.
But who did though? Travis
Who did?
Hunter. Travis Hunter did.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my God.
Travis.
Come
I
on.
hear it back there.
Come on.
She want to join the show.
we go. We good. But
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, he had that in his head. You know,
Hmm.
uh, high school recruits definitely have that type of mentality. Mikey Williams, even though he disappointed me when he
Yeah.
went to Memphis,
Poor Mikey.
Penny Hardaway was there. So he still went with
Hmm.
a black coach. But at the end of the day, he was the first one during the whole George Floyd and the BLM protests and all of that. He was the first high school recruit to put out, why aren't we looking at going to HBCUs? Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. It's
It's
all good.
whatever.
She just supporting the movement. That's all.
Yeah. But like, why can't, why don't high school recruits, black high school recruits, think about going to HBCUs? So I'm saying that mentality is out there. It's
Mm,
not unheard of. It's not unheard of.
I really
So if
hate
you
to.
talking about me,
I really hate to go
I'ma
off
go.
script.
I'ma go with Coach Prime. History.
mm.
Coach Prime killed that train of thought. I'm gonna just look, man. Look, all of that, it was good at the time. The momentum was high when it was about that. But that's over with now. That's over with. That's out the window. Okay, these young dudes are no longer in that train of thought anymore. I'm sorry, Coach Prime, he killed that. They trying to get to their paper now. I'm saying that's what it is. That's
That's
what it is.
that's a good point. Going to Colorado wasn't a great look.
Right.
It wasn't a great look, but I understand it. Drug dealing. It's not a great look, but I understand it.
Mm,
You know, look,
mm.
Oh, we saying Coach
Did
Prime
you just
is
relate?
damn near is damn near dealing drugs out here.
see, that's the
That's
media.
what
That's
I was like.
don't be the white media out
That's
here,
trolling. All
B.
right, that's
That's
Don't
trolling.
be the
crazy.
white media out here. All right, listen. All I'm saying is I understand the move. At first I didn't.
Hmm.
At first I didn't. But if you really trying to create a ripple effect, all right, yeah, sometimes you got to make moves that everybody isn't going to agree with. You know, it's like robbing the rich and giving to the poor. You know,
Hmm.
Peter. I was about to say Peter Pan. What is that?
Robin
Robin
Hood.
Hood. Robin Hood.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, sometimes you gotta get in there to shake shit up a little bit. And by all
Hmm.
means, viewers, I'm not racist or anything like that. I'm just pro black and I'm unapologetically pro pro black. So don't hold that against me. All right.
And to add to that, if you mad at that, go to the next channel.
There you go.
Straight up.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about, P.
Yeah,
We
I
ain't
ain't
got
got
That's
to.
what
time
I'm
for
We ain't
that.
talking
even got
about.
to say that.
That's what I'm
I
talking
ain't
about.
got time for that.
All right, but fellas, my fault, y'all. But unfortunately, Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffs did not make it to a bowl game. They are out. They had no chance of making the college playoffs. But
Hmm.
speaking of college playoffs, all right, it just came out today that the top four teams is Washington. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's
Hmm.
go in order.
Let's
Michigan,
do it. Hmm.
Washington,
Hmm.
Texas, and
Mm.
Alabama. Fellas,
Dun, dun,
I'm gonna
dun,
start
dun,
with P Way.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts?
Cash rules everything around me. And I said that earlier.
Mm,
This is a perfect example. Alabama paid their way right into the college playoffs. Not themselves, but because of who they are and viewership, they had to make it. I'm not putting Florida State in, which was a big disappointment with the quarterback that is hurt, even though they're undefeated and they did everything right.
mm,
We have to look at Alabama that's hot, loaded, and ready versus Florida State with an injured quarterback and went undefeated. And do you know how many people are watching the Roll Tide when they play?
yeah, yeah,
The committee is looking at that and saying, there's no way we're allowing Florida State to come in these playoffs
right,
over Alabama.
right,
It's way too much money we're leaving off the table.
right.
And that's just what it is.
So, so do you not believe Alabama was deserving?
Absolutely. No, they should be out. Yeah, they beat Georgia, right? But they should be out. Alabama needs the same treatment like who is it? Like Georgia. They need that same treatment. They should be out too. But Alabama historically has done this. Historically, they always make the playoffs, whether they lose that one or sometimes two games, and still find a way in because they're Alabama. That's a lot of money.
Okay.
TP, what you think?
Um, for those who don't know, I am currently a resident of Michigan. And over here we rep Michigan. All right. So I am proud to have University of Michigan
Wow.
there,
Hmm.
well and alive. Um, that's really where my main focus is.
Bandwagon.
That's
Um,
crazy. How long you been in Michigan?
uh, maybe going on to like 3 weeks, three,
That's
4 weeks.
crazy. He said
You know what I
we.
mean?
That's wild.
3, 4 weeks.
We over
Well,
there.
the only thing is this though. If I haven't had really a college football team prior to this, it's impossible for me to be a bandwagon.
Mm.
So, with my wife being from Michigan and all of that, I just figured out why not really, jump into the Michigan ties and whatnot, and yeah, what not of a better year than start
Yeah.
repping Michigan. You know
Bandwagon.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Hmm.
but on all seriousness, um, I think we are about to really experience some really, really exciting football to come. We've already had some classic games just the other weekend, but things is about to get real. And I would have loved to see Florida State, but I'm not gonna lie to you. It wouldn't be right if Alabama wasn't in. So I'm not tripping because I'm expecting to see some great ball.
Hmm.
I'm on the fence right now. I'm on the fence when it comes to that. I understand P Way's point of view when it comes to Florida State. They did everything right. They fit the criteria. They literally lost their quarterback and still won the last 2, 3 games,
Hmm.
and they beat Florida at Florida, right? If I'm not
Yep.
mistaken, that's a
Yep.
tough win. That's a tough win. It's like, how do you not reward them for that?
Right.
So I do feel like Florida State got snubbed, but on the opposite side, Florida State did not have the schedule
Mm.
that Alabama had.
Let me see
Alabama
that.
lost their first game of the season to Texas, who's another team in the
Hmm.
college playoffs right now. This is tough. Now, Georgia, they lost the last game of the season pretty much.
Right.
That hurts. That hurts to lose that last game. If you would have lost that same game in the beginning of the season, this would be a whole different conversation, like Alabama.
Right.
But because you lost the last game, the timing of it all is terrible. That hurts. And this is exactly why I'm anxious and can't wait for next year when it becomes 12 teams. This is
Mm.
the last year of this. I don't want to call it BS because it was the BCS
Hmm.
ranking back in the day before it was the 14 playoff. That was some bullshit.
Yeah.
A lot of teams got snubbed off of that. But even with this 4-team joint, it still left room for people to get snubbed. Now, when
Hmm.
this 12-team playoff come out, now it's really going to show who deserves to be in, who doesn't. Because Alabama, yes, you can make an argument. Their strength of schedule is ridiculous.
Hmm.
Texas, their strength of schedule is ridiculous, and they beat Alabama. So I get it. I get both. I'm on the fence.
Nah, yeah, I actually just thought about that. I actually looked at Florida State schedule, and they only play LSU in the beginning, and that's their best win.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's a pretty
yeah.
pretty
But
weak schedule.
but You can't hold that against them. You can't hold that against them. They did everything right. What are they supposed to really blow out every team by 50 in order to get into the playoffs? Is that what's supposed to happen?
No, it's not that, but I can see now when you're saying that Alabama beat Georgia compared to them beating LSU,
Yeah,
you're like, okay.
I get it. Yeah, if
Hmm.
FSU had Alabama's schedule,
Hmm.
they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I'm on the fence, but I still want to reward them for what they did.
Hmm.
You know, damn, make it like a play-in game, like March Madness.
Right, right, or
You
something.
have the
Yeah.
two bottom teams, play for a spot in the tournament. Make
Hmm.
it like that, so that 5 and 6 play each other to get into the tournament or something, and get that last spot, or whatever.
Right.
Because even Texas, I gotta look at their schedule.
And people don't
Nah,
realize
Texas
this is a
is
big
real
deal.
good.
This is a big deal for the players, you know. This is their NFL tape. When they play these big games, a lot of times this is what separates your draft pick when they see you perform, you know, in these games at this level because
Yeah,
this is what every Sunday is like. So,
right,
yep.
right.
So my question to y'all:
Hmm.
who do y'all see winning the Heisman? Who's y'all guy? Um, I know for me, man, I think that Michael Penix
Hmm.
is my Heisman winner. Um, not only because of him carrying Washington to undefeated season, but if I'm being honest, just like on a more of a character issue, I'm a fan of his. I just
Hmm.
likes how he carried himself. I love his story, and just his last game versus who's that Oregon,
Yeah.
that kind of done it for me. That
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of
yeah.
that
That
kind
was
of
a
put the
big game.
nail
Yeah.
in the coffin for me. So I mean, I'm voting Penix, man. Who y'all got?
Yeah. His name, by the way, is Penix. I
Penix.
Penix.
want
My
to put
fault.
that
My
out there.
fault.
Yeah. I know
Penix.
that the media kind of been messing his name up. Um, sound a little too close to, but I I got Penix myself. Um, I like what Bo Nix did, but he lost twice to Penix, so that took him out of the race for me. That's number one. You had Jalen Daniels. He really came on strong towards the end of the season.
He's my
Um,
two.
yeah, but I like the winners. I like who's number two in the nation. Jalen Milrow, he started coming on strong. But I wouldn't give it to him at all. And then Marvin Harrison Jr. I just think that he didn't do enough. For a receiver, you got to go crazy. And there was some games where he didn't even eclipse 100 yards.
Mm.
You know, so he left a lot of food on the table. And there's a couple of receivers that did better than him, like Neighbors for LSU. I think Coleman for Florida State.
And Washington's wide receiver Azuna or something
Washington,
like that.
yeah, yeah. Number one, I forgot his name, Ozune or Azuna, whatever.
Yeah, they say he's the top
Yeah,
5 pick.
exactly. So
So you
he
think
did.
Penix? You think Penix also?
I would definitely go Penix. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Penix too. They probably gonna snub him and give it to Jalen Daniels because
right,
he
right.
put up some crazy statistics as well this year.
Mm-hmm.
But Penix, man, he turned Washington around. You know, and do they give out the Heisman after the bowl game or before the bowl game?
I think it's before the
Before.
bowl game. Yeah, I think it's
Before
right before.
even before this college playoffs, like the first
Ah,
before January
let
1st,
me see. I'm about to see right now.
So
because
while you looking that up,
Mm-hmm.
after those guys that you just named, who do you believe is going to have the best impact in a league?
in the
December
pros,
9th, they announced the Heisman.
December 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, that's the King's born day. All right.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm gonna still give it to Penix, man. That Oregon game, but
Twice.
yeah. But to answer
Yeah.
your question, TP Way, I'm gonna say Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm gonna give it to him in the league. He's going to end up being the primary receiver. What do they call it? The X is the X the primary?
Mm-hmm. The
Mhm.
X.
Yeah, he's going to be the X, and he going to be up there with the likes of Justin Jefferson. I would say Tariq Hill. I don't know if he going to still be there when Marvin actually comes into his own, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like up there in that top tier level, I could see
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Harrison Jr. being.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I gotta second that. I gotta second that vote. Marvin Harrison Jr. In fact, I hope my Giants pick him up. Right now we're doing a horrible job at tanking,
Yeah,
but
y'all ruined that.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you never know, man. We a lot of trades happen on draft day, so I'm not gonna give up that dream. But yeah, man, I definitely think Marvin Harrison Jr. Man, he's just somebody who I look at like a Devontae Smith and what he was when he was playing college ball. He
Mm,
just was just dominant and he was disciplined, and I think that's going to just translate well, man, when he gets to the league. So
right, right.
P.
I feel the same. I just think that he's a product of his quarterback. Had he had a better quarterback this year, he'd have went even further. So he's gonna be all right in the league.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the last question before we get out of here, just our predictions. I was gonna say who's gonna win the national championship, and
Mm.
we could still come out and say that, but we got to look at the matchups first because Michigan is playing Alabama and
Mm.
Washington is playing Texas. Who do y'all have winning those games first?
I have Michigan beating Alabama and Washington beating Texas.
Wow, TP.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, I have Michigan also beating Alabama. Unfortunately, man, I hate to say it, my heart is with Washington, but I think Texas is gonna pull that one out, man. They look a little bit too much for them right now. So I
Mm.
think I'm gonna roll with Texas, and then I have Michigan winning the whole thing.
I love it. P Way, who you got winning the whole thing?
I got, like Jay said earlier, I've been a resident of Washington for
3 months.
yeah about 3 months. So I think we we as in Washington are gonna raise the natty this year.
You want to know some? I'm glad that y'all both said that because both of y'all predictions
Are different
are
than what you
completely
got.
different than mine. All right. I got Alabama beating Michigan. I got
Mm.
Washington
Mm,
beating Texas. And I got Alabama demolishing Washington. All
Wow.
right. I'm
mm,
sorry. But Bama, when it come down to crunch time, these boys is different. All right.
Mm.
These boys is different. And they hit the refs off a little bit. Like, listen,
hmm
all right. I got an extra meal for you. Whatever they give you, I could double it.
That's
So
what I
I
was
got
telling Jay,
Bama
man.
winning it
Money
all.
rule everything.
Yeah. But this concludes this show of Balling on Another Level. We like to thank all of our supporters, all of our listeners, everybody that tunes in weekly, nightly, however you want to call it. We would hope that you guys who aren't subscribers subscribe. Like we always say, we got a lot coming to y'all soon. We actually got a few new shows in production, so be ready for that. Hit that bell so when we drop, y'all are notified. All right, P Way got a show coming out. I
hmm
got a show coming out. TP Way got a show brewing. All right, so we definitely gonna be hitting y'all weekly, daily. We gonna be hitting y'all, all right? So please subscribe. And from all of us here at Balling on Another Level, we like to say peace. We out here.
Man,
This
look,
is where
y'all
we have
only
to
act
stop it.
like this because I'm
We
the
gotta
youngest.
stop
Let's keep it real. How many
It's the
times
greatest
have I had
basketball
to tell
player
you?
ever to lace
And we
him up
balling on another
to this
level.
day.